Molly thought, marrying Brandy's prince is crazy. Who cares if he's a fool or a frog? After some deep thinking, Molly decided to head to the village to find the farmer woman for the gossip. The farmer woman lowered her voice and said, "The prince is just too simple. You've got to teach him well." On the way back home, Molly met Uncle Card, and the two rode off into the sunset. After getting off the horse, Uncle Card asked, "I heard you're getting married." Molly was puzzled. Married? Uncle Card said he was drinking with Rock last night and heard that Kid wants to marry you. Is it true? Molly was furious and rushed to find Rock, demanding to know why he brought up marriage when they agreed to wait. Rock was equally upset, had waited long enough. Would Molly agree or not? They would find out the next day. Molly was ready to read on the rooftop, picking a book that guaranteed approval, while lifting her skirt casually. So she was reading while engaging in something not quite appropriate, and as a result, trouble soon followed. Things were spiraling out of control, and the estate's doctor shouted, "Your Highness has gone on a hunger strike." He had just pried the prince's mouth open with pliers to force a bit of water in. Things were looking dire. The princess was furious. Everything was fine moments ago. How did things turn so troublesome? Molly instantly felt guilt. She took all the blame on herself, wanting to avoid more trouble, and believed it was time to leave Brandy's family. Suddenly, Molly was overjoyed. The little mare was right. The princess really feared a scandal. That night, the prince started another nocturnal ruckus, and the little mare was too loud to let anyone sleep. He hurried into Molly's room, but suddenly loud footsteps echoed outside, and the mare quickly crawled under the bed. The next moment the princess pushed the door open, and Molly dared not make a sound, thinking, "Oh." The princess had a proposal she wanted to discuss with Molly. After the princess finished speaking, she asked Molly to consider it carefully and hoped for an answer by morning. Molly immediately stopped the princess, feeling she owed too much to the Brandy family. Without the dean's help, she might have been long gone, so she was willing to marry into the Brandy family. The little mare under the bed was still shell-shocked. Is Molly really going to agree? After all, he's a loser. Molly regarded marrying the prince as a self-sacrifice in order to be with the little mare. After the door closed, Molly really wanted to laugh, but held it back until the mare's footsteps faded away. She whispered a greeting to the shadow on the wall. "Hello, princess." Over an hour later, a sudden heavy downpour started. Molly dressed herself up and departed from the estate, then knocked on Uncle Card's door. Subtitles: Uncle Card remained silent, and Molly immediately gave him 2 slaps. Uncle Card laughed and asked, "Do you think it's appropriate for a woman to come to a man's home at night?" Molly warned him. Subtitle: She absolutely must not disclose anything about Rock, otherwise she will also expose Uncle Card's secrets. Faced with such a threat, Uncle Card seemed completely unfazed. If the mayor's identity got out, it wouldn't be him who would be shamed, but the Brandy family. The next morning, Molly left Uncle Card's house, and things were sorted out pretty well. Rock stayed awake all through the night. Some rather disgraceful events occurred last night. Molly was just looking for Rock and hopped right into the back seat. Rock suddenly slammed on the brakes, turned around angrily, "So you're into older guys." Subtitles: Molly fought back, ridiculing Rock as a cowardly deserter who was too afraid of death to even be considered a man. Rock grabbed Molly, declaring he would march back to the estate to tell the princess. She would not only tell the princess, but also everyone in town, to ruin Molly's reputation. Molly waited for what felt like forever before finally tremblingly crawling out of the car. "I have to check Rock's condition. For safety's sake," she tested his heartbeat again. After confirming Rock was lifeless, Molly stood up and staggered towards the estate. Just then, She tripped over and let out a yelp of pain. Yet inside, she was overjoyed because the gates to the Brandy family were now wide open for her. Days later, the maids delivered a wedding dress in the dead of night, and Molly changed into it and entered the private chapel. Before God, she invoked the rings, officially becoming the daughter-in-law of the Brandy family. She had been waiting for this day for a really long time and couldn't wait to grasp Molly's hand. The day after the wedding, Rock's parents arrived to take their only son home. Molly graciously hosted them, handling everything like a lady. It was just too perfect. For outsiders, Molly was the best boss, unpretentiously likable, drawing all the attention. War ended quickly, and the estate's servants cheered with joy. They joyfully welcomed back their husbands, sons, and fathers, full of cheer. The little Mare was overjoyed because she could return to Catania. The princess hushed all from a balcony, shouting for everyone to get back to work. There was nothing to celebrate. Don't forget to subscribe.